do 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 do. Okay, brothers, I am up for some more action. We're gonna go into it tonight. We're gonna go into why, um, you know, this is a major issue. So come on and join a brother. Join a brother. Come on and join a brother. You know, not even this one. This one. This is some old stuff. Let me go in because it must have thrown them way. Yeah, where are these at? This one. Come on and join. Here we are. Here we are, brothers. Come and join the party. Come and join the party. Let's get in. Let's get in. Let me share that. Copy that. Yeah. Let me compose. Come on and join the bro. To who? Let's see. Okay. Let me get sure I get everybody. That may want to join. Let me make sure Professor is in here because that's not. Let me get back here. Make sure the Professor is in here because sure G Dubs and see, let's make sure, because the Essence Festival, brothers, the Essence Festival should have gotten your brothers. The Essence Festival should have gotten your brothers' attention, if nothing else has gotten your attention. BET Awards. Megan Thee Stallion, all of that. It's got brothers out here wondering what the hell's going on. Yeah, so let me make sure everybody gets the link there. All right, so that's been sent out. If anybody would like to join. Anyways, brothers, what's going on? Yes, we're going to talk about the whole twerk fest at the Essence Festival. We're also going to talk about the twerking on, the where the slaves were held in captive before we went out. The global outrage. The global outrage, brothers. You need to get your passports, or you looking for something different because you got a lot of options that are coming here to America. You need to seriously look at making investments if you haven't already. As a thinking black man, you better start making some serious power moves. That's what we got here. We got a super sticker. I don't know what that is, COP 10,000, but much respect, brother. Thanks for the super sticker. Anyways, listen, time and time and time again, these are telling you how to feel. Time and time again, these are telling you how they really feel. And time again, everybody seems to, thanks, brother, LOM, seems to um, forget. It's like, you have shit goes down, and then people, forget after a while until the next mass shooting. Well, these ladies that you see here that I know I got these ladies somewhere. Where are these broads? Boy, I must have lost. Let me see. Where is it at? I know. Here we go. Let me put this in here because I must have forgotten that bow. Okay, let me get back in here and let me go and get it. Maybe it's down here in the bottom. These ladies here are telling you how they really feel. These ladies right here are telling you how they really feel every single time. These 4 black ladies twerking for the ancestors during a visit to Cape Coast Castle Slave Dungeon. The video goes viral. They keep telling you over and over and over and over again. And y'all brothers, the ones that continue to want to stick with staying on code, y'all brothers keep staying losing. You stay losing. Bishop, thanks for the $5. Shout out MBD. It's great to he's been more active. It seems like regular brokers are getting a lot of heat lately. We need to keep pushing back. Yes. Brothers, you got to understand. Thanks for the $5, by the way. You got to understand. They have little to no respect for you. Understand, they have little to no respect for you, brothers. They do not. This is why they can go to that place right there where the ancestors were. Because most of the ancestors were men. Most of the ancestors, brothers, were men. Most of those ancestors that were taken out of there were men. Do you understand? Decades in, decades out, because it was a business enterprise for men, the males, to work those fields. So they needed men. And when you drop dead, they got another man. Until people got smart and said, we can breed them like jackrabbits, right? And then they start breeding them with Irish and then eventually start bringing them in the slave women from the continent. And this is what those flat-footed broads decided to do. They decided to go there with the tight-ass dresses and form-fitting whatever it is and throw some ass on your ancestors. If this is what you believe ancestors come from, because I know a lot of brothers believe that their peoples were here prior to the slave trade, and that may be so. But if you subscribe to the general narrative, and what these ladies subscribe to is to twerk, throw ass, to basically shit on your ancestors. That's what they done did. That's what they done did. But y'all brothers will be wrong. Y'all will be wrong if you try to move in a different direction. If you try to do what Miles Morales was doing out here in life, you're wrong for that. You'd be wrong to do what Miles Morales just done did. You'd be wrong for that. You'd be wrong for doing what his brother is doing. Salute for the $5. Right? You'd be wrong for that. Yeah. If you were to do what Miles Morales is doing, You'd be wrong for that. These ladies, if you did what this brother was doing, you'd be wrong for that. These ladies go on to the temple no, of their peoples, their ancestors, right? They go do that. They go disrespect your peoples, your ancestors. They do this, right? They want you to hang around so you can end up like this, right? Man shares photo of his 23 children with 11 baby mamas in celebration of Father's Day, right? Because they're breeding with those type of men to produce weak offspring of males so they can get away with twerking on your ancestors. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing to you guys, right? But then they get mad. So thanks for pointing out the indigenous narratives too. Yes, yes. I sometimes I listen to the brother that's here to make you think. Uh, God, his name just escapes my mind. Damn, and it was right on the tip of my tongue, and I just lost it. But his slogan is, "I'm just here to make you think." He's got a site, I'm just here to make you think.com. But yeah, if because you don't know what's really going on. You really don't, right? You think you know history, but you really don't know. And then when you start to dig, you find out there's some strange stuff going on, and not everything is what you think it is. But that being said, believe people believe in the standard narrative. People believe in the standard narrative of your ancestors were on the boat. And so therefore, if they believe your ancestors were on the boat, the ancestors came from the continent and they came in bondage, then these ladies subscribe to that, then these ladies are shitting on your legacy, your ancestry, where you came from. Yeah, Dan Calloway. Thank you, brother. Dan Calloway. I'm just here to make you think. Anyways, a lot of people hate that man. Uh, uh, um, uh, but being said that, where I was going to, being said that, you be wrong. They want to twerk on the ancestors, but they get a problem if you're doing this. If you're doing this. They'd be wrong if you're doing this. You be wrong if you're doing this. You in Poland helping that Poland population out with their with the demographics. You wrong for that, right? You helping out with the population shortage by putting in that work. You're wrong for that. They're more angry at you doing this in Poland, right? You don't have to be a doctor to do this. You don't have to be a dentist to do this. You're just average Joe out there in Poland and shit. Wink, wink. Um, they got a problem with that. But they respect the goon out here impregnating all these different sisters. One dude. One dude. Which produces women that go and twerk on your ancestors. What's up, MOT? What's going on, brother?
Yeah, what's going on, man? It seems that the respect or disrespect meter just doesn't kind of factor in men's opinion, which is why it kind of slid the way it has slid because men have just kept giving up more and more power for the sake of being a good favor with them, and this is the result. You really don't have a voice anymore among them because you've never had a voice.
Yeah, I mean, I just find it amazing I just find it amazing. Thanks for the $5, J.S. Hopper. It says the Umars of the world go hard, depolicing and scapegoating brothers' dating preference, but won't say anything about stuff like that. Of course not, because that's where the money comes from. The money comes from the fuckery. And, it's just, it's just, that's where they get paid. They get the cash and they get the ass. Damn, catching the MBD live. Thanks for the $5, James. Building a new mixed race. Kids without the B dubs, pissing off the simps, stepdad survivors, and move on, my brothers. Yes, of course. Okay, and thanks for the $5. We got another, Black KK Kraken, Essence Festival, BET Awards, Twerking on slave memorials, Kiki Palmer's. Yes, Kiki Palmer's. That's another thing I forgot to put in there. But Kiki Palmer going out here, Nick Fuentes, Uchi Khan, Tony Nick Fuentes. So all happened within the last 10 to 14 days. They still want to negotiate with these creatures. Yes, of course. Of course, because again, that's where the money is. What's going on, Rubber Band Man?
Man, what's up, brother? You know what I'm saying? MOT, what's up, brother?
Oh, what's going on, Rubber Man? What's going on?
What's up, y'all? What's up? Hey, look, man, the thing that's bugging me out, man, is these guys is, hey, I've listened to, what's his name? The BGS, and, no respect to BGS, he does drop some jewels sometimes. He does drop some jewels. But he turned around and said the purpose of the Black Manosphere was to get black women back to the table. And I'm like, eh? I'm like, I just had to stop for a minute and pause it. And MOT had to pause it for a minute. Like, eh? That was the purpose of this? And he said, the mission is completed. They're back at the table. I said, what table are they at, man? Because I don't see it. I mean, you got Kiki Palmer pretty much wearing soft porn on stage with Usher. She basically wearing soft porn. You can see everything with her. I mean,
Yeah.
come on. She was on Steve Harvey's show, man. Steve Harvey said that he introduced her to billionaires. And she told Steve Harvey on his show, he said, look, I'm interested to people so you can build a legacy, a heritage and stuff. She told Steve Harvey, I don't care about heritage and legacy. I'm mating for genes. And I'm like, what? She literally said that. I'm like, damn. And she said it on even the women on now the crowd was all women. The white women and all those women were shocked that she said that. The black women kind of put their heads down and like they're like, oh God, man, she done said the quiet thing out loud. She just straight said it.
Yeah, it's some sad ass shit. I mean, pure sad shit. And the fact that they're dragging the guy around all over the internet because he sent a message to her. He didn't send a message to everybody else. He sent a message to her, and they had a problem with that. Like, how dare he? How dare he? I mean, how dare he? Basically, how dare he speak up against to his baby mama, trying to get her to have some respect for herself when she just had a baby. What's up, Kiri? What's going on, brother?
What's going on, She Show? Salute to the brothers on the panel. Peace to the chat.
Salute.
I have some visual aids that I'd like to present a bit later. So feel free to come back to me. So we got G-Dub in the building as well.
All right. So let me know when you're ready with that. We can see if we can get it up. What's going on, G-Dub?
All right,
you extreme.
good.
GW, what's up, player? What's up, GW?
Yes, the pedigree. I keep saying this. Doing good. The pedigree. Oh my God. Yeah. The pedigree. I keep telling you, well, not you guys. You guys in the panel already know this, but for those that's watching and listening right now, I keep telling these folks, man, the pedigree matters. This
definitely does.
With the situation, Yeah, with Kiki Palmer, and basically her boyfriend or husband or whatever they call themselves nowadays. It's basically this is why black women shove their foot down their throat and then they expect to get support from everybody. When you denigrate your pedigree, right, and denigrate yourself, don't suspect other cultures to respect you in return. It's not going to happen. And I keep telling young fellas this, yo, pedigree matters. This so-called nonsense to keep it black, look what it does. Why you want to keep it black for where she's going to denigrate herself and denigrate your name? You know, when you marry a woman, she inherits your last name. So every time she denigrate herself, she denigrate your heritage and your name. It's on the line every time you marry these fools. I don't know what it's going to take for these, these brothers to snap out of it, snap out of the spell. I, let's face the music. Umar Johnson. I keep telling people this for a long time. I've been saying this for like almost 12 years. He's a fraud. He's a big time fraud. This guy can't even get the landscaper to clean up the busted up yard of a school that he claimed he bought, which he never even spent none of that money for a stupid damn private school. That's not going to work for this obvious reason that you're being a segregate. In order for you to be compliant to the Board of Education, you have to be integrated. You can't just build a school for all black boys.
Yeah, you know what's insane? What's insane is they want this guy wants you to be the cleanup man,
Yes.
right?
Oh,
He wants
yes.
you to be the
So we can
cleanup
find
man.
homes.
Yeah. Yeah.
He wants you to take up a Megan the Stallion. When you're a brother out here, you can get yourself a Megan Fox. These dudes, he's getting, they want you to get someone that's already been ran through a Megan Stallion by 100 different bros and got a bunch of different kids, right? By 6 or 7 dudes. When you could just start fresh with you a Megan Fox, right? And the thing about it is, this man can't even take care of his own kids. Game changer, what's going on, brother? To see you had joined us and graced us with your presence. What's going on?
Mhm.
Game changer, you out there?
Yeah, I'm here. Thanks for having me. And yeah, no, I was just listening to kind of get the tone of the conversation. I just when I came up is when I first started listening. But if you're talking about the Kiki Palmer situation, which I think is where you're going, or
Yeah.
Dr. Umar with the whole save the community type thing, yeah, it's the most disturbing thing about Dr. Umar is that he knows better. He understands the problem that faces black men. He understands that the gynocracy is affecting black men in not a good way, in a very negative way. He understands all of these. This is why this was his original premise in building the school. There's evidence of this. There's videos of this when he was challenging the gynocracy, and now he seemed to have surrendered to it. And I think it's largely, I don't want to say that he's paid off, but he's definitely found that his views didn't really sit well with the sisterhood. Like all of this, black women are not at fault, and black men just need to do better to deal with their current condition. That's something that's really the only thing black women will listen to,
Yes.
and he needs black women's support in order to do what he does. So he's going to continue down this path to, appease them, appease the queens, and they only want to be called queen, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Just to get anything that he wants to get done.
My
That
favorite
is
part
true.
is yes. My favorite part is going on Game Changer just said about Umar. Now, for those that think here, the latest what he said is he expect brothers like us that have kids, that have families, that have pedigree for that matter, either that's wealthy, middle class, name it, under the sun. Stop what we doing and raise these kids. That's right,
Well,
folks. We all put to raise all these bastard ass kids because at the end it's our fault that black women ranked number one, having children out of wedlock, repeated offenders of it. So this is quote on his statistics. The Negro Afrocentric statistics. We responsible for that. We responsible for black women being in poverty. We responsible for black women being evicted out of Section 8 in public housing. This is our fault. Let me remind you, this is our fault. This is what he said. This is our fault.
Well,
And for an
and that's
intellectual that says something so stupid and
well, and
false.
that's a guilt trip because and
Go
it's
ahead.
basically very flawed logic because stopping something bad or the failure to stop something bad from happening is not making that bad thing happen. So if you see somebody getting
Right.
beat up and you have the strength to break up the fight or protect that particular person, but somebody got kids in the background. You have the strength to protect that particular person or do whatever or just put an end to the fight and you do nothing because you simply choose to do nothing. You are not responsible for what happens to that person. However, you're a hero if you help that person, but you're not people are not obligated to become heroes. People are not obligated
Correct.
to save someone from a certain situation. You did not create that situation, therefore you're not liable or you're not morally bound to solve it. It's sad but true. Like if you don't donate to a charity or loaves and fishes or something like that, and a homeless person starve, you didn't starve them. You know, so
Yeah, but see,
it's a
yeah, but
completely
see,
different guilt thing that they're doing.
yeah, but see, you got. I feel you on that, man. Come on, but look, man, you got. Come on. Oh, what's this latest thing? On the brother, there was called Median Man. He said
Yes.
he posted an article in a news article where these ABWs are writing prisoners and marrying
Right.
prisoners. They literally are
Yeah.
writing prisoners. Dude. I mean, they literally is a website called Write a Prisoner, and they said the number one women population that are writing these prisoners is ABWs.
Right. No, I understand that. Well, I mean,
I mean,
that's not a new thing. That's always been the case. I mean,
Yeah.
well,
That's
I
been
don't
the
know if
case
the
for
number one
decades.
thing, but women have
That,
always. I think it was Jeffrey Dahmer that had a huge female following. In fact,
yeah.
they funded a comfortable lifestyle for him in prison. So yeah, no, that's always been a thing.
it,
All right, all
it,
right.
it,
So Kiri said he's got something he wants to share with us. So
All right.
yeah, you can bring that up so we can post that, and then we're gonna go to Sigma Jones.
Yes, sir. Let me share my screen.
Okay, so I need to dump my screen or what? What's going on? How does that work?
It should take over for you, but just in
Okay, go ahead.
case. And then let me know if you can see this. It should say exploring the racial divide.
Yes, we got.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I've seen it. Oh, this
So
is a
this
PDF file.
particular, I'm gonna dip through these studies lightly, and then the brothers can see the names, of course, so they can look these up on their own for the deep dive. But so I'm gonna go through these by themselves. They make a pretty convincing argument, but together, I think it documents what you've been saying here. So we all have the experiential. We have the experience of all these things we're talking about, but these studies also give us the empirical. It gives us some hard data to take a look at. So this study has kind of made the rounds in various spaces. The title is Exploring the Racial Divide in Education and the Labor Market Through Evidence from Interracial Families. This was published in February of 2015. So the abstract says, we examine gaps between minorities and whites in educational and labor market outcomes, controlling for many covariates, including maternal race. Identification comes from different reported races within the family. Estimates show two distinct patterns. First, there are no significant differences in outcomes between Black and white males with white mothers.
Wow.
Second, large
I mean,
differences persist between these groups and Black males with Black mothers. And then to skip a little bit, our results suggest that discrimination is not occurring based on the child's skin color, but through mother-child channels, such as dialect or, wait for it, parenting practices.
Can I add? Could be nutrition. And I'm going to explain why nutrition could play a significant role. When a child, from the day the child's born to the age of 8, if the child been malnutrition deficient, for those 8 years, there's no turning back. That child could have permanent ramification of cognitive abilities.
I'll go further. I'll go further than that and talk about prenatal care.
Yes, that's
So
it.
even prior to the birth of the child, the poor prenatal, while white mothers take prenatal vitamins, black mothers take crack.
And you know what? I can kind of chime in on that. Working as a long-term substitute school teacher in the school system, and seeing these young girls who are pregnant and stuff. And when I was in there, they're pregnant. I'm trying to give them some stuff on nutrition and stuff. I had one girl, she was eating Cheetos, pregnant. I said, sister, I would recommend you say from the Cheetos, man, because eating those type of food can slow your child's development and stuff. So, and this is what she told me back. Well, my friend ate chips and stuff while she was pregnant, and her kids came out with 5 fingers and 5 toes. And I just looked at her like, okay, no, this is about the development of your child's mind and stuff. Eating the proper nutritional things, the done prenatal care, the pH balanced water. These things can help in your child's development for the mind and bones. And she looked at me like I was crazy.
The information that's right here. I mean, Curie's right. We've been seeing this shit. And the fact that somebody actually did a study and defined that, damn, if you swap the mom out, you just swap the mom out, the culture. I mean, this is some sad shit. But this is exactly what we see.
But it's true.
Yeah, it is.
It's sad and true. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Also,
So, Kerry, got
shout
some
out to
more?
Game Changer. I didn't greet you when you came on. So what's going on, brother?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
So let me switch gears a bit, because this is just one piece of the puzzle. Now, this is from the National Bureau of Economic Research. So this is federal government adjacent research. This study is called Parenting Promotes Social Mobility Within and Across Generations. Now, the title says it all. This is a bit of a difficult one, though, because basically what they're trying to do here is they're basically saying, okay, there's different types of programs like, say, Head Start, right? So you have little kids. There's programs that the federal government has to, give them skills before they start their schooling and all of that, right? And they're basically trying to say, okay, how can we help these children have better outcomes on an intergenerational basis? So the study itself is dense. So we're not really going to go through it in great detail. But the charts are interesting. And I think that the conclusion is interesting, too. So basically what they're saying is that at the end of the day, if you educate the Stargates, if the Stargate is properly raised, properly nurtured, and properly trained, which is what these programs seek to do. So, for example, they cite some older literature. An older, better documented, and more often replicated body of literature emphasizes the role of family influence, primarily that of the mother. Quality Stargates matter. And they go on to, do the empirical number crunching and statistics. So when you train the Stargate to have better educational outcomes, you have reduced crime, you have reduced births out of wedlock, you have intergenerational wealth. Now, because of, frankly, this is not an easy paper to get through. We're not going to spend a lot of time with it. But I wanted to link this for the interested and the curious, You can kind of go through and see this for yourself. But I mean, at the end of the day, this just is another supporting point for the previous study. And this particular study came out in 2022. So we have different studies studying different areas from different years and different research sources. They're both saying the same thing. Quality stargates matter. Now, I'm going to switch gears real quick. This particular study is from Social Change New York University. So
Oh,
the
I remember
point has
that.
been made. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I remember that. Go ahead.
Yeah. So this particular article is talking about, and this is very relevant to our recent case about affirmative action, not trying to go down that rabbit hole, but basically the idea is that in your law schools, you have, individuals of African descent. You also have multi-ethnic individuals who more often than not, overwhelmingly slow, almost 2-to-1, have Black fathers. So African students and multi-ethnic students with Black fathers are dominating the charts, right? So then we have all these different multi-ethnic pairings. So for example, we have Black Hispanic, Black American Indian, we have Black Asian, we have Black white. And so when it comes to the raw numbers, these particular multi-ethnic groups are vastly outperforming pretty much everyone. I think they have another chart where they compare it to, no, I don't think they have it. Because I thought this also showed the kind of the average score, but I guess this one doesn't. But in any event, I mean, these multi-ethnic students are killing the game, and it's not even close. So again, kind of another supporting point that we have, because the vast majority of these multi-ethnic students, and it's well documented, almost 66% of that group have Black fathers. And then last but not least, this is kind of a bonus. This is a study that came out from BYU, and it's called Interracial Couples and Neighborhood Attainment in Percent White, Entropy, and Average Income. So peep the stats. So basically they say that Black Asian and Latino Asian couples has some of the highest. So we have Black Asian couples coming in on average income about $117,000 a year. And they say that's almost identical to white couples who come in at $117,560. We also have Black white couples coming in at $104,350. And then we have the kind of the black, for lack of a better term, couple coming in at 96,000. So this particular study goes on to basically say that, if a brother is with an Asian woman, she is pulling him literally out of poverty. Now take that how you will. Women of Western European descent doing the same thing. That's the presentation. So I'm going to stop here because I talked a whole lot. But brothers, here is the empirical evidence. It's not just your imagination. It's not just your experience. We have the data. SYSBM has won the debates.
So basically, what you're saying is on that crap that Courtney and Michelle and Alan Obi talking about racial purity, it basically just went down the drain and stuff.
Basically, there's no such thing as racial purity. If you want to talk about multi-generational and nationality sense, yeah, even that gets diluted because immigration. People don't know the difference between the two. I explained plenty of times in the past, so I don't want to figure about it, dwell onto it. But people migrate for political reasons, or people migrate for what you would call it, opportunity reasons.
Sigma Jones, what's going on, brother? You there?
Yeah, still here. How's it going, fellas?
Yeah. So, what do you think? What do you think about this subject? On for me, I'm saying, as I said before, it's a done deal. I mean, these ladies keep telling you time and time again. They show you how they really feel. They really feel about twerking on, your ancestors. They don't have respect for their ethnic group, their female ethnic group, and they're telling you they don't need you. I mean, I understand why people think that you can bring these same broads, a Black China, to the negotiation table and then expect, because she says she found Jesus, that all them other sins from the past just wash away and disappear. What do you think?
In the words of my Shinobi bro, SYSBM till the casket drops. I mean,
The casket drops.
what more do you need? What more evidence do you need? Like, you can do this from the nature side or from the nurture side. Nature side, there's already studies that show that a child's IQ level is going to be based on the IQ level of their mother. So, in other words, you breed with a dumb woman, most likely your kid's going to be dumb. Then, if you want to look at the nurture side, what environment that child is brought up and who's raising the child also is going to be detrimental to how that child is going to come up to be. So, no matter how you look at it from either side, it's done. The whole black utopia or whatever Wakanda you want to talk about is done. There's no coming back. There's no, let's wait another 20 years or 50 years for this to correct itself. It's a done deal.
So, yeah, so, okay, um, people, yeah, it is a done deal. But people still have hope, and that's what's gonna lead them down, the end, to where they're gonna end up realizing that they've been duped, because they have been listening to, NBC. If somebody had sent a $5 super chat, stating that, like, NBC did an article. I actually saw that article where they were defending Kiki Palmer and going after the boyfriend for making the statements that he was making. Well, basically putting out that post stating that he wishes his baby mama was out here in these streets, showing her ass. But folks are going to fall for it. Folks are going to fall for Umar Johnson. Folks are going to fall for Tariq Nasheed. Folks are going to fall for we got them back, we won because they're at the negotiation table type of bullshit. So what do we do? What do we do when we come across these type of gentlemen?
Hey, man, but hold on. I want to add one more done caveat to that too, but before we slide into the dialogue of that, Dun Lizzo was on TED Talks. Yes, GW. She was on TED Talks, and she was defending. See, I gotta find it. When I find it, I'll send it to y'all. And she said at TED Talks that twerking was spiritual. It was yes. She said it was spiritual. It was freedom. It was honoring our ancestors. It was indigenous. It was shaking off the shackles.
What the fuck is that
yes.
I'm sorry, MBD, you got to hear me cuss, but goddamn.
She said twerking was a way of spiritual liberation.
The liberation of what?
She said it's freedom. It's leading off the shackles. It's honoring our ancestors. And, it's African. It's Native American. It's indigenous. I'm like, okay.
Oh, my Lord.
I mean, quite honestly, though, that kind of talk is, how can I say this nicely? Because, there's other studies out there I have not referenced, because this is a family show and I'm trying to be polite. But let's just say that, the cognitive abilities aren't there. And so, like Sigma said, it really does depend. The science is in. Not only is your Stargate responsible for the cognitive ability of the child, it's also the mother's mitochondria are also responsible for things like strength of the child, power of the child, things of that nature. The Stargate, it's to paraphrase.
Mitochondria DNA is determines a person's strength.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll find the.
Thanks.
I
Yeah,
do
I'll
want
find
better.
the study on that and I'll put that in the back
I,
chat. But
I
I
would
mean,
add that. Go ahead.
no, I was going to say, the Stargate. So look, like 2 weeks ago today, right? I'm in Japan, right? I am surrounded by cute, sweet, kind, very polite Japanese ladies. In fact, I was on the plane because, of course, I don't fly American. Are you kidding me? I got to fly the Japanese carrier. And I mean, we're talking about model types, tall, shapely, super polite. I mean, when you have a pool like that to choose from, I mean, every brother that I saw there, and I was in like a very, very small town all the way to one of the biggest cities in Japan. The brothers were with the Japanese ladies. It was insane. Y'all got to
Now
get out
about that,
there.
yeah. See, so last time we had this discussion, um, Xanatol's Clutch was saying that he didn't see much of it when he was in Tokyo, but he also said he was working heavy. So, and then another brother came up. I forgot his name. He said he lived out there for like 15 years, and he said it was everywhere. So, I mean, I don't know. I guess it depends on where you're at in Tokyo,
Well,
or what part of Japan were you in?
Yeah, I was in the Kansai region. So basically, I was down south, and the ladies there tend to be a lot more open and a lot more aggressive. It's one of those things that, like I told my brother Sigma, and when I was doing my own channel back in the day, I would say that for you to get with a nice quality Japanese lady, all you have to do is dress nice, have good manners, stand around somewhere, and within 30 minutes or so, a lady's gonna get at you. But yeah, Tokyo ladies though tend to be a bit weird, in my opinion. You got to go to the Kansai. That's in southern Japan.
hey, hey, go to Okinawa too, man. I mean, you go to Okinawa. I mean, you going into a lot of biracial half black, half Japanese kids. I got a buddy stationed out there. He said they run around like gangbusters out there. Cause
So,
the bro,
so is the assessment is there's a lot of brothers out there in Japan, a lot of African cats, a lot of African American, a lot of
Hmm.
Afro European guys, and
the
they're
Caribbean
hooking
too.
up. There are a lot of
The
Caribbean.
Caribbean
So,
brothers too. Yeah, Caribbean
so,
brothers too.
so the question is, when you're out of the major cities, so you was in the South, Okinawa, stuff like that. So you're out of the capital, what would you say your ratio would see from uh, you would see like how many like random white dudes versus how many random black guys you would see? Would you see more white guys walking around, or is the number of black men um, a
There
significant
were,
number to compete?
yeah, there were more people of European background, and like people from Europe. What I'm saying? But a lot of times, those guys are with their families. So they would bring their German wife, their German kids, whatever. But in terms of, guys just walking around with the Japanese ladies, where I was at, it was mostly the brothers. Now, I probably think that probably kind of ebbs and flows, I guess. And, I think it is kind of regional depending where you are. But on this particular trip, I saw a lot of brothers out there hanging out with those J gals.
So yeah, that's what because every time I'm like I'll be at certain forums and even like when Tommy Sotomayor was talking about brothers need to go out and travel and stuff like that. Some guy had made a comment. I think I even have it around here somewhere where he states that brothers are basically getting a lot of these Japanese girls pregnant out there. They're starting families in Japan.
Yeah.
Right. So I just want to know how if that was really so, or is that just hyperbole? Just because what I'm seeing every time I'm looking up Malaysian couples, that's exactly what I'm seeing. I'm seeing Korean, Japanese, heavy Korean, Japanese, and then your Southeast Asian. So I just
Right.
wanted to know if it was really like that since you was out there.
Well,
Yeah, the
MBD.
passport bros, I don't know much about like Southeast Asia, like Philippines, Vietnam. I've never been there, so I don't know
Oh, I
kind of
know.
what's going on out there. But yeah, in Japan, oh yeah, I did see brothers out there. I mean, basically, there weren't a whole lot of foreigners out there where I was, but when there were foreigners, and it was just like single guys, it was brothers and their Japanese ladies.
And another thing too to keep in mind, and this is something maybe later on, Shinobi Bro, we could talk about it on our Black Ronin stream. Japan recently has been loosening up their immigration policy.
You know
Um,
why, right?
well, of course, they're not having kids. Well, they're not having
Yes.
kids to sustain themselves.
Well, not
So,
that. Well, that's part of giving them some help on their economic woes. Because when you don't have a stable youthful population to work, it's going to be hard to produce money as a nation.
right.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
because of that, their population is not sustainable at this
Correct.
current policy. They're loosening up immigration, so it's actually much easier now to work in Japan than back in the days where you got to take the nationality test, you got to have good Japanese, the language and all. Now, from what I'm hearing, especially if you're a brother that have something going for you, and I'm saying like productivity, especially in IT, you probably stand a good chance of making a living in Japan,
Well,
thanks to these
well,
loosening
well,
immigration laws.
well, also too, you can also look at on other factor too. I know in South Korea has a burgeoning the soccer league there too. They got a very burgeoning soccer league, and South Korea has been in the Caribbean and in Africa. So
Yes.
definitely recruiting players out of there. There's a couple I follow on IG. This brother is from the West Africa. His wife's South Korean. They've got 3 kids, and he basically was recruited to come play soccer in the South Korean soccer league. So South Korea is definitely because I mean that's basically where the talent is. It's like for soccer, it's either gonna be in South America or Africa. So to compete on the world stage, what I'm saying, you got to go those areas and actually recruit those guys to your country. Once you bring those guys there, they're gonna wind up marrying and wifing up one of the women there,
Right.
and producing offspring.
Yeah, and
Right.
they'll come out like I said before. If you're on point, you look good, you look respectable, you're polite, they are coming to get you. Like when I was in college, I had a couple brothers out. We were all in college, and we all studied Japanese together, and they ended up going out to Japan to live and work. And I think almost all of them, within the space of a year or two, are married. And then a year after that, the kids started showing up. It happened to me. So anyway, and I would just add with the Korean ladies, you need to vet them carefully though, because right now
Yeah.
they're in the middle of a very vicious gender war in South Korea.
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't look at them. I'm just saying be careful, vet thoroughly.
All right.
So LOM, Lion of Big Cow,
Okay.
email me and I send give you the link. I thought I'd send it out, but
Hey, yo,
just email me.
hey, Mad Bus, right? Hey, want to give a shout out to Lion of Big Time, man, because he did a video yesterday, man, where and as soon as he slide on, he can explain it, man. But they say he did a video where he said these BWs are flying to Thailand and the Philippines, and they
Yes.
are mean mugging brothers as they walk down the street with their Filipino Thai girlfriend. And as soon as he come on, man, what I'm saying, he can break it down, man. But yeah, he said them bros they out there mean mugging. They were
All
mean
right.
mugging, man.
You don't mind if I make a response to give him hell? It's not the bad. I'm just following up on the conversation that me and him having back and forth about nutrition and mitochondrial DNA. Now, a lot of people don't know every person in the planet obviously has that, but a lot of people don't realize that you have to eat based on your mitochondrial DNA diet. That
Yep.
actually determines your micronutrition. So what happens is, with, for example, Americans, doesn't matter if you're black or white, living in the United States, are micronutrition deficient. Okay, that's why you see 80% obesity rate. That's why you see hypertension. That's why you see inflammation. It's important for us brothers when we have children. Our children have to have a what you would call a mitochondrial diet. So, given how that pertains, if this is helpful for the male's hormone level and lower the cortisol level and spruce up high free flow testosterone once that guy hits puberty, right? You're not really supposed to be losing testosterone either in yourself. A lot of people don't tell you. That's why I say it's best for guys and gals to go to a endocrinologist where they study your hormonal history You got a lot of chemicals and estrogen blockers that are blocking your arteries. So therefore, that hormone protein is not flowing properly in your circulatory system that nourish the body. Like we have the potent of it out of all ethnic groups because we're a warrior race of people. We are. Especially Black Americans throughout the Americas are genetically different than any other, say, Black ethnic group around the globe. We are a one of a kind species. Okay, the most gifted athletes because we've been genetically selected. We've been doing brute manual labor for over 500 to 600 years. On top of the fact that we were a warrior class of breed prior to the colonization of the Americas. If you add that all into the mix, it enhances it. And yes, organic vitamins help, organic nutrition helps. And when you combine all of that, you start having healthy children, especially I tell women that get pregnant, you before you get pregnant or try to get pregnant, you should do a year and a half detox before you get pregnant because you don't want to have all those impurities while you're pregnant. Then it's going to cause stillbirth and miscarriage, and then you have to be forced to carry out abortion. That's what happens. So that mitochondrial DNA actually activate the cellular membranes of the body. So if you don't eat those micronutrients that turn that mitochondrial DNA on, your cells will be pretty much dying. You'd be like a walking corpse, suffer from inflammation. So if hopefully that explains it, give him help.
So, yeah, LOM, if you want to get on, just email. Yeah, let me see if you email me. Yeah, just email me so I can send you the link, brother. So, because if you want to get on, you can do that. Let me see. We got some more. Oh yeah, we got a. What is this? Oh, okay. What is it? I got some stuff. Somebody wants to post up. So let me see. Yeah, the BBL wars.
Yeah.
Let me get that. Let me get the BBL wars on here. Let me get up out of here. This part here. Let me get the BBL wars on here so we can take a look at this. And let me go back here, brothers. BBL wars. Let's see what that is about. Okay. So let me check this out. Apparently, was it who has the best Brazilian butt lift of all time? So, that's the thing that perplexes me. They're supposed to have the biggest booties, but why are they out here getting booties? If you got the biggest
Yeah,
booties.
that's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah. BBLs.
Yeah, see, it perplexes
We
me.
know it's a myth because the average curvature of a Black woman is like 34, 24, 36. That's average. It's curvaceous, but that's average based on height. And you know that like certain parts of the country, Black women tend to be flat-footed and built like hobbits, where other parts, like up here in New York, Black women tend to be tall. You know that, NBD. There's more tall Black women than short, stocky Black women that you see in the South. That's flat-footed.
Right.
And that built like a fucking pig. I kid you not. In the South, that's all you gonna see in the South. When it comes to Black women, doesn't matter if she lives in a rural area, suburb, or metropolitan, or hybrid, both. Black women in the South are built like boars and like hogs. Well, here, Black women tend to be tall and slim thick, as we call them up here, but they tend to be very tall.
So now the thing that I wanted to understand is, because I was going to say before, because we have a lot of simps out here that'll try to challenge you.
Yes.
Because you're walking down the street with a Kylie Jenner or something like that. I mean, it's going to get to the point where you're just going to have to, stay strapped in dealing with these bozos. So the next step for a lot of brothers is just to outright separate. We're going to have to start new communities. We are already genetically, but we're going to have to physically separate from, the general Black culture because there's no way you're going to be living alongside them and, their sins, their madness doesn't spread upon everybody else, other black folks, or you and your children. Like, I don't want my kids to be around, this fuckery. So, what do you think? What solutions you think we can come up with, um, other than leave the country, that'll help us out with
I
uh,
got one.
avoiding
I'll
the.
chime in after
All right.
GW.
And I'll chime in after that.
There's people don't understand how big the United States really is. It's gigantic. It's basically a continent. By itself, the United States minus Alaska and all the U.S. island territories by itself, it's about what 3,500 square. 3,500 miles in length from end to end in west to east coast. Do you know how many vacant towns, vacant rural towns, vacant suburbs, even vacant cities that we have in the United States? We could take any of those cities or any of those towns, or the rural towns for that matter. I mean, that's how the earlier suburbs were started, where people could afford to buy a house in the metropolitan area. So what they did was they got a loan, a RD loan, to move up north in the rural town, and then eventually you create the suburb sprawl, especially with the invention of the highway and inter-network highway system in the 40s and 50s by FDR and then the late great Ike. So we could do that today's economy. You don't have to like go into existing neighborhood, because you know how people are with existing neighborhoods when you have like a group of people that want to start their own enclave. And if you do start your own enclave in one of these abandoned suburb towns, or some cases abandoned cities, if I'm to go say abandoned suburb towns just to make things a little bit easier, you could initiate and create an HOA guidelines. So anybody else that comes there, they have to meet the HOA guideline rules. A lot of people don't. Me, I'm not a fan of HOA when it comes to having your private land, but for the sake of having a safer and cleaner community, HOAs tend to work. Now, I prefer HOA as a townhome or duplex. That's just me. That's just me. But I'm talking about in general sense. Oh my goodness, she is there. Thinking looking good. But anyway, anyway, that's I think that'd be the better suit, because there's a lot of land that you don't have to really go through the trouble to develop and cultivate. It's already there. It just needs to be modernized and rehab. If that makes sense, there's grants, there's Pell grants to get grants and loans to reconstitute it as a functional land. Like, update the building code, update, when it comes to electricity, sewage, septic system, water. That's just my take. I'm done. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
next.
so oh, go ahead,
Go ahead.
MD.
No, go ahead, King. Go. Game changer. Go ahead.
This was sick.
Oh, Sigma. Go ahead, Sigma. Sorry, man.
Oh, good. Um, Really, just to kind of piggyback off of what GW just stated, there was a recent study, and it was like from a finance institution, where they asked the average American what they believe is a net worth that would make them feel comfortable or make them feel financially stable. And the average answer was around $22 million. Reason I say this, brothers got to start changing their mindset to classism. Reason I say that is because you have to start separating yourself mentally, not just physically and all, but mentally, from those who pretty much want to be towards the bottom of society. Even those who are affluent but still hang around with the bottom of society, you also got to separate from them as well. So, what I mean by this, first and foremost, whatever you're doing right now, you got to focus on getting your finances together. Now, just as Shinobi Road just showed, having a great quality Stargate will benefit you in getting your net worth up. But you got to look at other means of creating some sort of passive income, some off to the side. Trying to trying to become a millionaire by working a 9 to 5, those days are over. You need a second set of income to help you get to where you need to go. Once you do that, once you achieve that, then you got to look at means of, okay, where do the elites live that is separate from where I'm living now? Because once you are able to afford where the elites are living, that's also going to help dwindle down your contact with, those the daggles. And then from there, when you find a stable place to live in, a good community and whatnot where the elites live, then you're going to have to, when you have children, you're then going to have to instill that mindset into them that those people you see on the everyday streets, you are not them and they are not you. That's how you start to create a separation that now becomes a manifestation of what SYSBM is about.
Yeah, that's a nice breakdown, man.
to
That's a
to
nice
Yeah.
breakdown.
piggyback on that, and
Yeah.
then I'm gonna jump off here after this. I want to make sure just kind of throw this out there. So, for example, right now as we speak, my kids are in Universal Studios Japan, in Nintendo World, and of course, my wife is sending me pictures because I'm mad jealous because I'm back here in the States. But the plan is that the kids stay in Japan over the summers, with their family there. They're not running the streets here. They're not watching American programming. They're not, eating pork rinds and going to the dollar store. So in other words, they are far, far away from
Right.
the daggledom.
That's
Um,
good.
That's the
they're
ruling class mentality I was saying years ago, man. You gotta have that ruling class mentality.
That's what it should
they
be.
are far, far away. And then when they come back, so we chill in Pleasantville. There are brothers, high net worth brothers, or high value brothers, as some would say, that live in this community, and you would never know because they got those nice, brick homes, big yards, all that good stuff. They've got their misses of different ethnicities. You may see them cutting the grass. You might see them sipping wine at the local festival. You might catch them at the little hole in the wall type restaurant. But other than that, you're not going to see them. So, I mean, I think that I've always been mindful of the fact that, we got the SYSBM All Stars here in the chat and here in the panel. But to be honest, there are a lot of brothers who are going to live their lives who will never know what SYSBM is, what it stands for, but they are living the lyrics already. And last point, and then I'm done. So, at the schools that my kids attend, multi ethnic children like them are much higher in population than your traditional, mono-ethnic type children. So, I don't have to worry about them getting caught up. I don't have to worry about them being made fun of or, being influenced to do this, that, and the third, because, they are in the minority. Whereas, my children and children like them are a very sizable group. And I think that Shisho made the video a long time ago. I believe it was called the Mulatto Revolutions or something. Well worth watching. And shout out to Xanatos if you're watching. He put out the video, The Three Fates of Black America. So, I mean, even if we're not able to kind of come together with the Grand Galactic Alliance, there are still things that you individually can do right now, choices that you can make right this second to make sure that your children don't fall prey to the machine. And on that note, I'm out.
Peace, Curie. Peace.
Take care.
Peace.
Take it easy,
Peace, fam.
Shinobi, bro.
Peace, fam.
Yo, so we got LOM Lions of Big Kyle here. So, brother, people were saying that you you got some stories to tell us and shit.
Yeah, basically, if you don't already know it already, these domestic reptiles are now basically spying on brothers. They're following them to Thailand, Philippines, and all this other shit, and they're just mean mugging them. I'm like, what the hell is that going to do to stop these brothers from doing what they're doing? Well, you think you're just going to mean mug them into... what the hell is wrong? What the hell? I don't get that mindset. I mean, they don't have a valid argument, but they think that by chasing us or following us to another country, just mean mugging us, is supposed to make these men change their mind. What the?
No, so listen, I'm trying to get something clear here. Let me get something clear. You telling me the broads are flying to Thailand or the Philippines, walking down the street, walking down the street, or Latin America, walking down the street, and they see a black man with something that's not black or from Latin America or something Asia, and they're giving them the hard face?
Yes. That's what's happening, man. They're screw facing brothers. Hey, what the hell? I mean, I
was seeing that shit back in 2019 before COVID when I went to Mexico. And I'm like, damn. I'm like, yo. I said it to one broad at the time that me mugging me and my girlfriend that I'm currently with. We was down there on the vacation back in December 2019 before the lockdown really commenced.
What we need to do is we need to get people, like, if that ever happens in your overseas like that, if you could film that, we need to get those receipts so we can start, a reckless eyeballing channel, because that's what that is. It's reckless eyeballing.
Yeah,
me bugging.
You have to protect yourselves too, because I mean, it's just the
mentality. Get violent.
Yeah, they get violent, and the mentality is fucking retarded. I mean, how do you spend $2,000 for a plane ticket to mean mug somebody? How do you do that?
Hey, look,
he said, Black Kraken said he sent me that video. I have to go look. Because I get a lot of stuff. So I gotta go look for that.
Hey, look, that's the same thing I was saying on Pablo's channel done yesterday on his live stream. And I said, look, man, brothers, we start traveling, man. I said, okay, brothers are traveling, but you haven't taken the next step. The next step is getting some political power, being cool with the politicians, meeting with the police department, meeting the police chief. And some of the brothers on that panel, except for me and the other brother who's prior military, they were resistance to doing that. Like, well, one was, so what can they really do? I said, look, man, I'm gonna say what Mad Bus Driver said on a couple streams ago. If you don't get it organized, they're going to start traveling down there to sow discontent and start stuff. And I said, what is wrong with being cool and making friends with the politicians and the police officers down there? So just in case, like one of the brothers like me, prior military, he said, look, man, the military is all about prevention of a war. He said, you want to have the arsenal just in case something does pop off. If they're down there trying to sow discontent and start problems and fights and stuff to make y'all reputation bad, you have backup. You can notify the authorities because you have built a reputation. The politicians will be on your side and maybe make a phone call and pull their passport and we can kick them out the country. I said, what is wrong with you sitting there and building political power? You're down there now, build political power. And some of them, they were real hesitant about that. I don't know what. I don't get it.
They should. They should. I mean, I'm all for it.
But think about it. You figure these females that go down there and meet market are like, wait a minute, you could use that money to find yourself a man to stay down the border.
Exactly.
But instead, you pissed away $2,500 to how much money you probably spend down there, depending on how many damn weeks you stay down there, to harass and stalk brothers. Not even one got approached by a man. And then what makes it worse, it's not like these were attractive black women from the states that are doing this. These are the bottom of the barrel.
Exactly.
They built like hogs. Okay, they built like wild boars.
Yeah, they walk around like fucking tree stumps.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they all look like Groot with their fucked up dreads.
See, you got man. A lot of them are upset, man, because what I'm saying, it's a lot of the cleanup guys are getting wives. Like I told MVV. I mean, this chick named Danica Garcia from the Philippines. She a fine Filipina. You know what I'm saying? She got a fat boy. She got a fat boy, and and she was doing an interview with the brother over in the Philippines. I forgot his channel, man. I was the Black Filipino, and she said him and her. Now this is a fat boy. This is last on the totem pole, but he make like 270K, 200K as an IT guy, and they got so much hate emails, hate stuff on the channel, dude, because this fine Filipino who's a dime is with a fat boy. It's like, yeah, but this is a guy that you don't want anyway.
Exactly.
That to them, oh, he got a small penis because he's fat. I don't want him anyway. That's what they would say. You know it. Everybody here knows it. They would throw that up in his face. But yet he would get with someone that's a feminine attractive, and they just apparently look different. Oh my God! How dare you to leave us? It's the exact same nonsense with the Umar Johnson been saying.
What the heck?
How dare you to leave the black community? You being selfish, black man. You not taking care of these kids.
Selfish. Man, what the fuck? Talk about some selfish. What the fuck do you call 21 million abortions? What the hell you call that?
That's a loss of 150 million damn human beings.
God.
Hey, look, man.
150 million human beings.
Hey, look, man. Hey, Sherry Shepard did the same thing. Sherry Shepard was on Steve Harvey and said, look, women who have husbands, look, you know what I'm saying? I don't want your husband, but is there any way you can, kind of loan your husband out to help, on the help out with the kids sometimes? I'm like, no, I said, no, this broad didn't go on national TV and ask married women to loan their husbands out to help to loan their husbands out to help them raise. Go ahead, bro.
I got the video. So go ahead and talk about the download it, and so we can all see it. So go ahead, keep on going. Let me get this.
Okay.
This video.
Yeah. I'm just sitting there, dude. I'm like, they are basically asking you. They're begging black men to play cleanup man, and brothers are saying no.
Exactly.
They said no, man. Look, you know what I'm saying? If you want to swirl, go swirl. No one's stopping you from swirling. Go and swirl. Go do whatever. Go get with Derrick Jackson. Go get Pookie. Go. No one is stopping you because all you're doing on the world stage is damaging your reputation. You know what I'm saying? Kiki Palmer all she's doing, like I told a buddy of mine, look, dude, I don't care. I want them to keep damaging their reputation. I want them to go out there and be married for 10 years and blow up their marriages to go run the streets. Yep. Go do it.
Mm-hmm. And they're going to keep doing
it. Make it easy for brothers not have to deal with them. That's the main goal.
Yes.
Self-destruct.
Exactly.
You don't have to get your hands dirty on this one, brother. Just let them self-destruct.
They'll do it too. See, they're telegraphing their punches. They're telegraphing their punches, and they keep doing it. They keep doing it. It's an autopilot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Allow them. Look, I told man, look, we can let them blow up their marriages. Let Kiki Palmer go out there and have her be doing soft porn. What's her name? The Janelle Monáe. Let her keep doing. Let Lizzo go on the stage in Paris and pull her pants down and twerk. Let these broads twerk at a slave castle in West Africa. Because all they doing is destroying their image globally, and everybody's watching.
Exactly. Everybody's watching, too. In fact, here's the thing. They practically destroyed their image when they mocked Kevin Samuel's death for 3 months straight. That should have been found down the coffin right there. That should have killed it.
Yeah, man. Come on, man. Even the default man was calling them out. Mm-hmm. Even the default man was calling them out. Come on, man. Nick Fuente was on Fresh and Fit, throwing the N-word, and they were just cheesing around him. They were cheesing around him, man. I mean, they just couldn't wait to get a piece of him. And he was just throwing racial slurs everywhere. Let them do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Don't stop them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They are destroying their image on the global stage. Come on, man. You got these chicks going overseas trying to, I think that Pablo Frescobar played a video of a black chick going to Morocco. You know what I'm saying? Man, that video was classic, man. She went in there and the because over there in those Arab countries, it's a hierarchy. You got the father, you got the eldest son, got the eldest son, and the eldest son is the next to take the throne as the head of the patriarch. So at a certain point, Pop steps back and lets the eldest son start trying to run the family. So therefore the this passport sis is trying to get what they're trying to do is trying to get those guys over here on the plantation. And to sum it up, so Mad Butcher, I can play the video. You can play the video. You know what I'm saying? The brother asked her, "Why are you here?" You know what I'm saying? Trying to date my brother. There's plenty of men in your country. Why you here? All she can say, well, the men over there cheat. He said, "What does that say about you?"
Exactly. No back
Then
talk.
yeah. Then
yes.
yeah, her eyes bucked open. Then the
Yep.
parents came up. You could tell she did no research on the culture. She had no hijab on. Wig, well, you know what I'm saying? Weave, hair weave blowing all over the place. Mom came in less than 10 seconds, looked at her, and walked out.
Okay, guys, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, go ahead,
Yeah,
man,
we
brother.
Okay. Let me see if here we go. Here goes some.
Oh.
So here goes the video.
Oh boy.
Oh God. Oh.
Oh, Lord.
Proof that Passport Keisha can't compete with Passport Bros. They
Look at
flew with it 32 hours to Thailand to find out the truth. They not needed, and we're not the same.
Exactly.
Dude, they can't compete.
They can't, man. They can't do it.
Like, oh, that shit that you doing, black girl, I could do that too. Oh,
You know they
woo.
mad. You know they
You,
pissed.
you, you remember this one? You remember this one last year? I had butter on my arm. Why you don't have butter on your arm?
Okay, so the
Yep.
broads went all the way over there just to sit at the bar staring all mad. Why would you fly to a whole nother
That's
country to be
That's what I'm trying to
mad?
figure out.
That don't make no damn sense.
Yeah, I don't get it, man. Why would you spend over $2,000 to go to another country to be mad?
My dude,
I mean,
that's
that don't
rent
make no
money.
damn
That's
sense.
that's
And me mugging. And me mugging.
yeah.
Just me
Me
mugging.
mugging.
Just straight up mad dogging. Just damn.
No, Storm Crow. They flew out there begging black men to come back. It's not just mean bugging. They flew out there begging us brothers to come back to them, knowing that they genetically cannot fucking compete. These women look like that. You showed the damn two big ass bird hogs.
So say it,
This
man.
is like big
Well,
ass wild boars, man.
Exactly,
well,
man, like
to be
tree
fair, I
trunk.
mean, and that's the problem. See, things would be better if they actually were begging, but they're not.
No.
You can actually have a reasonable conversation with somebody who's begging, a favorable conversation because they're begging. They're not begging; they're attempting to shame.
Right, that is true. They're not begging. So I mean, they're out there just mad.
Okay.
They just sitting there angry. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, sitting there angry, me mugging.
yo, two of them, two big.
I'm saying you burn
I mean,
$2,500. That's an average monthly rent up here in New York. You know what
That's
you're
what I'm
done with that money? You're gonna pay your damn rent.
Just they could pay the damn rent, man. They're facing evictions, but they're spending over $2,000 to go to a country to be mad. What kind of? I can't do it. Can't do it.
Hey, say the video that freaking Pablo played, man, where the chick said, if you try to find a black man, and specifically, they'll say, he down here in Colombia, baby. He down in Colombia. He down in Colombia.
Try to do that man shit in Colombia. Those Colombia bitches don't play that shit. They
Yeah.
don't play that shit. Even the black Colombian bitches will outcompete these damn black American bitches up here any given day of the week. I seen it firsthand. Firsthand. They will bully you off your black man right in front of your face. I told that to one black chick like 10 years ago, like, yo, you bring your brother, you bring your man with you to Colombia with you, and you guys go there as a couple of vacation. Yo, even the black Colombian chicks will snatch your goddamn man up, man. No homo, he's not an ugly dude, but they would grab his ass up, man. they would grab his ass up. Like, you look too damn ugly to be with a handsome dude like him. Down there, they would take him. They would take him right in front of your face. I've seen it happen. That
So
shit was done. Every
I
damn
know
day.
that I know down in Brazil, brothers are building a community down there.
Oh, they've been doing
They've
that
been
for
doing
like.
that since Charles
Yes.
Taylor's down there. And so
Oh
Yeah.
no, they were doing
they
that
literally
before Charles
Before that.
Taylor.
Yeah.
Way before that.
Matter of fact, Charles Tyler Mentor is a black guy from New York who
That used
retired
to
from
be
the New York Police Department, and I think what was the 80s.
Yeah, the late
GW.
80s. No.
Late-
I think it was the mid 80s, 1984, 82.
Yeah. He was the first one to head down there, and he did everything. He's like the pre-Charles Tyler, and this guy went down there and he did everything that we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? He took retired, went down there. He started making friends with the politicians, for police officers. Learned the language. Got in with the locals. I think this brother owned like two hotels, nice hotels. I heard, and he
and a
owned
couple of bars.
a couple of bars, and this guy's a full time done Colombian citizen down there, and Charles Tyler learned from him. And after that, they formed Black Man's Option. The reason why a lot of these young boys like Austin Holloman, no disrespect to him, because Austin Holloman, he want nothing to do with Black Man's Option because they got structure. You ain't coming down there on some Poogie and Ray stuff. You ain't gonna be.
Dude, the men that he brought down there were retired military. Mm-hmm. A lot of them were retired businessmen for corporate America. I'm talking about black dudes now, folks. He was recruiting them from 1983 up to this very day.
Yeah,
he still recruited them.
So are they doing that? Are they doing that type of movement in Thailand? Because a lot of brothers have been moving over there to Thailand.
Oh yeah, they've been doing that in Thailand since the 1960s, dude.
Awesome.
But black men, are black men doing that? Is the movement in Thailand just as intense as the movement down there in Brazil?
Yes.
Aaron Brooks, the guy named Aaron Brooks, Aaron Brooks has formed a group of retired military folks, of American expats over there, and they get together and they organize, and now they own like a block, a street of American businesses down there, barbershops, restaurants. Yeah, so are they doing it over there, bro? They doing it over there.
They're not playing, dude. That's like that in Thailand. That's like that in Cambodia. That's like that in Laos.
Vietnam too. Yeah.
Vietnam. Yeah, they're not playing down there. And like I said.
So
Thailand,
basically,
go ahead.
So basically, black men are like how in these other countries are like how the Chinese are over in this country, whatever it is. We're starting communities over there. Just like how.
But the difference between the Chinese and black men, the Chinese are not being disrespectful to the Chinese are being disrespectful to the community. Unbeknownst to everybody. A lot of people don't know this. Black American men are not doing that. We're not doing that.
Right. And also those guys are not integrating into the general culture. Brothers over there are wifing up. Right. We're actually integrating.
And one of the Aaron Brooks was telling a lot of young boys, look, before you come over here, just make sure, he said, look, just take your time. He said, take a year, stack your money, get your stuff together and learn a little. He said, don't worry about learning Thai, man, because over here a Thai chick will teach you, because most of the Thai chicks, majority of them, they know English. A lot of them know English. So he said, come over here. He said, just take a year, figure stack your money for a year. Come over here. Any chick you meet, she gonna teach you the dialect and language. He definitely. You got as travel. As travel is in down Cambodia.
Yep.
Yeah. So he's retired. Army Ranger. The airborne. He's out there. He's setting up. Done shop over there. He did the same thing too. He made a done lady over there. She's got 2 kids. They built a nice compound and stuff. He built a compound. He's telling ex-military folks like me, look, man, come here with your military disability check. He said, make your online business. Come here, man. And he said, your money goes longer. He said the women act feminine. He said, the dude's been accepted him by the family. I think he's at a Buddhist funeral, man, and he was like, he was part of the family.
Yeah, and dude, brother's been setting up shop for years. It's like we got the game locked. It's just now it's up to the next generation to follow suit.
Right.
My only concern.
Yeah, you know what's really sad about the whole thing? Even though brothers have been setting up shop overseas, these domestic reptiles are still calling us broke.
That's a shaming language. That's a shaming language.
It's shaming language, yeah.
You need to come back here, burn your money on us, which I keep telling people, a community is only a community when men run it. If the men can't run that community, that's not a community. That's a matriarch.
Man, it takes a man. If I knew what I knew now, homie, the chick I was with for 12 years, homie, I would have got rid of her just as soon as I got out of college. I would have got rid of her then if I knew what I knew now.
So Brother Vulcan is, thanks for the $10. He is saying that passport cis movement is designed to catch passport bros overseas and seduce them back on the plantation. Just a little inside info that's leaked allegedly.
Wait. What do you mean seduce? Or Vulcans, could you explain what you mean by seduce?
How they gonna seduce us, man?
Yeah, they look
hey, those big body broads, the big body broads are trying to get you. Them super obese, they're trying to, seduce you back onto the plantation. I mean, maybe they're just trying to dance it to you. So I don't know.
Well, the reason why I ask is because why not seduce the guys here? Like, and I'm not gonna say that every black woman is a big body chick, but if you're capable of seducing a man overseas, where the competition is thicker, then you're capable of seducing one here.
Yes, so, but you understand what the deal is. They don't care about the men that are here, the ones that are staying. They only care about the ones that escape.
Yeah, come on, man.
Got money to escape.
Well,
they don't like the ones that escape the plantation. They don't care about the ones that are here.
There's something more nefarious.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Well, David said a passport sis just got deleted in Gambia.
I believe it.
Really?
Yeah.
But matter of fact, they got one.
An article, please.
They got one in Tanzania, man. She got smacked up by the women in the family because she disrespected on their son. I mean, so she went over there and raised her voice and popped her neck, and it wasn't the men that smacked her up. It was the women that smacked her up.
Yeah, because I keep telling these bitches, like, yo, these women from other countries, either in African countries, they don't tolerate that American Negro bitch attitude.
Exactly.
Yes, okay. The question still remains, that the whole passport cis movement, because somebody was stating that they wonder why or won't they just seduce the men at home versus going overseas to seduce. So what was the theory? Somebody was saying that there was a little bit more to it.
I have a theory. I have a theory that they don't actually have intentions on being with the guys.
No.
I think that they are going to make these dudes an offer that they wouldn't have gotten in the States, just so he can deny what is available to him abroad. Okay, let's play this scenario out. So a guy who's used to getting 5s and getting turned down by 8s goes to, let's just say Colombia, and he now has 8s available to him. And then later, this American 8 goes and says, hey, why don't you stick with me and you can have this 8 back in the States. So she promises that, but she don't fulfill her promise. That was just to keep him away from the ones in Colombia.
A good example of that is Courtney Michelle. That's Courtney Michelle.
Courtney Michelle is most certainly not an 8.
Yeah, but I mean,
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, the person. Yeah, that's the person. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because it's the same Umar Johnson said. He said we're going to have to go. He said except for Africa, brothers that go to Africa, he don't. He said he's not going to try. But he said brothers that are going to other places, we need to bring them back over here.
Dude, he said that the other day. He even said he wanted to create an executive order that make it against the law for brothers in the United States want to leave the country and intermarry. To intermarry within the United States. I shit you not. He said that. He said, look, I respect you white bunnies, I respect you Asian bunnies, I respect you Latino bunnies, I respect you Middle Eastern bunnies, but I need our brothers to be with our African sisters. They need to protect our black community. It's hurting our black community. I swear to you, he said that. And that's all.
He's going,
This
man.
man has become just a clown.
He's going.
Nobody.
He's going. He's going, man. His mind is gone. He's finished. He's
He
going.
might as well just go ahead and get himself a snow bunny himself. I don't understand why he keeps sticking. I mean, that's what he really wants. He's obsessed with it.
Because why y'all? Because they're losing. Because he's walking around and he's seeing. The reason why he probably won't have a black male school because none of the black males are probably with sisters because he's seeing the prom pictures. You know what I'm saying? He's walking around in Philadelphia and he's seeing these brothers with Hispanic, Asian, snowball. He's seeing it and they're losing. And they know they're losing, and therefore this is a last ditch effort. They going all out ham. They spending $2,000 on a plane ticket to me mug you. They going down. Are they doing spy videos? They doing spy videos.
Oh, God,
They doing spy videos and stuff.
Oh God, man, it's terrible. It's like some James Bond Keisha shit.
Yeah, James Bond stuff. They down there spying on you and stuff.
He got a approach and come up. Oh my God.
Oh, God.
Okay, Vulcan. It says it's a game changer. An associate of his got approached by an American, 8 from his eyes. She was blowing flames because the brother didn't acknowledge her existence.
Yes, that's what's going on in Colombia too. The brothers are acknowledging these broads and they losing it.
Dude, they ignoring them. Like, dude, I remember that happened to Charles Tyler, right? This is like, I think 3 years before he passed away. It was on live stream on Facebook, and I was on the live chat telling Charles, do not acknowledge her, do not argue, do not explain. You've been living in freaking Brazil at that time for 15 years.
Well, can I, do you mind if I curse, MBD?
Go ahead.
Well, I don't see, and I remember the situation with Charles Tyler. When in that situation, why don't you just tell him to suck your dick? And I'm not talking about like. Hear me out. I'm not talking about like like people say, "Hey, suck my." No, I'm talking about literally. Like, if you really want to compete, then you should suck my dick right now. Like, if you like, you obviously didn't suck it. Well, no. Like you obviously didn't suck it in Newark or Atlanta or Detroit or Chicago. You didn't suck it there. Suck it right now. Like, see how serious they are, because what they're doing is they want the men that they don't want to want them, which is sick. It's
psychological, man. It's crazy.
It's not just psychological. That's satanism. That's masochistic tendencies.
Okay, brothers, we're about to see what this BW has to say. So listen up.
Ain't no volume.
It's no words, no sound.
Yeah, I mean we
no sound,
but no volume. You could tell that's a big ass bitch, because the barely neck, the big face, the big shoulders. You could tell that she.
Well, you can't see her collarbone. She is she's a grotesquely overweight woman.
So we could say she's about roughly 240, 235.
Well, no, she's not 240 or she's not 230 or 240. She's too damn big. Like, you stop counting once you hear the number 2.
I'm like, oh shit, 200. Oh fuck you,
man! Come on, man!
Hey, y'all, did you guys hear her?
No,
I
couldn't hear nothing.
You couldn't hear nothing. Okay, that's what's wondering what. All right, so you guys. Okay, so now we're on something's wrong with the thing again. It's
because you got to think of it, man. Come on, man. Come on, y'all. These broads down there spying on cuz like they James Bond and stuff. They down there spying, man. The chick said they were at the club in Colombia, and she said no. It was a bunch of them at the table, and she said the chick said that none of the Black American men would talk to them. They were all with the Colombian chicks. Hugged them, a Colombian chick dancing, and it's a bunch of B-dubs sitting at the table.
Dude, let me tell you something. What Ric Flair used to say to all his wives. He said that, look, he said, I'm gonna be first. You will always be second. Woo!
Yep.
That's what Ric Flair always said to any woman that he ever marry or date or whatever. And I tell brothers this, yo, you gotta be first. Women are second. You gotta be number one. Because ain't nobody gonna protect you but you. You gotta have that mentality. When you go out there in those foreign streets, you have to deal with these animals.
Mm-hmm.
Damn,
Yeah, man.
I mean, as you know, black guys out here don't date black girls, which is I can even hear.
Oh, can you do the volume?
Can you guys hear her?
No, we cannot.
No.
Okay, let me see it again. Anything? Can you hear her?
No, can't hear.
When you go to share screen, you got to
Okay.
press that. You got to click that share audio.
Share audio.
And where's the share audio at?
You have to unshare your screen and then share it again and then click share audio.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need to remove this lady.
The format. Yeah, they changed the format.
Yeah. I'll tell you, man, they down there spies and I mean,
it's trying to act like Ethan Hunt for fucking Mission Impossible and still failed.
Hey, look, man, there was a dude on Pablo's show said because he's married to an Ethiopian chick, and he said there was a BW in Ethiopia trying to go around because she married because all these brothers are married into these Ethiopian families.
Yeah,
so the sister over there trying to tell these motherfuckers.
MBD, I told you this shit like 4 years ago.
Damn.
Yeah, these black bitches for to get mad and hound the down.
Yeah, they doing it, bro. Yeah, they over there telling Ethiopia to stay away from black men. They cheat. They create. Hey, yeah, she over there doing it.
Dude, how the hell black men are like at 54, 55% single and childless? We don't create children like women do.
Exactly.
I mean, hey man, it's the jealousy, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't MBD. You got it ready, MBD?
Nah, it's glitching. I'm gonna have to get out of there. I guess the ancestors don't. Let me see. I guess the ancestors don't want you to hear it.
Hey, look, man. Hey, they taking mad L's, man. They taking L's.
Yeah, they're gonna take some more L's too when it starts getting cold. Wait till the go to election cycle.
Yeah. Hey, look, I'm telling you right now, man. It is getting real. I mean, anytime you spend $2,500 to fly to another country, other side of the planet,
come back empty-handed.
Come empty-handed, and be mean mug. Hey, but the thing that bugs me out, man, how are these women from overseas
I like that picture. That shit is funny.
Yeah, with a smile on his face. I was telling MBD, man, this is chick named this is brother I follow on IG called Mr. and Mrs. Global.
Okay.
And this chick is from Germany. I mean, she a fine German chick. You know what I'm saying? And so the dude does beats for commercials in LA. You know what I'm saying? For small local businesses in LA. Very successful brother. And this chick was on the other side of the country in Germany, as I call a high Hitler chick. You know what I'm saying? And this chick peeped this brother out from IG from other side of the planet. You know what I'm saying? And so she interviewed, well, you know what I'm saying? How did you step to him? She said, well, the minute I saw him on IG, I knew, she said, I knew that he was the one. So she said, I hopped in the DM, I hit him up. We've been talking for a year. She sold her apartment, house, everything, and moved over here with him.
Damn.
She said, yeah, IG, Mr. and Mrs. Global. She said when she saw him, this is I'm just joking, high Hitler chick. And she said, I knew he was the one. And I'm like, I'm scratching my head. I said, this brother in Santa Barbara, LA, and you got sisters out there. How is this German chick able to lock him down from the other side of the planet?
Yeah.
I'm scratching my head.
Because where he's at, there's a stock full of fine ass females up there. She just leapfrog every single one of them.
Yes, yes. I mean, I'm scratching my head. I'm like, yo, I'm
It's like
scratching my
playing
head.
Super Mario Brothers and you jump over the flagpole.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You got a cheat code or something, man. Like, she said when she saw him on because she had followed. She said when she looked at him, she said, I knew he was the one. And after that, she went on a mission to lock him down.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what I'm saying?
She talked to him for a year. That got us to pick his brain. She found out that okay, we both compatible. Hey, I'm locking this motherfucker down. I'm not losing this motherfucker.
Yes.
I'm willing to risk it all. I'm willing to get rid of it all just to be. With that DJ.
Well, I mean, but what?
Oh God!
Can't Courtney Michelle just steal him back?
No, she can't do that.
She can't steal his ass back.
No. Courtney Michelle is a post-war baby mama. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She said she's done with the black manosphere. She sees it because she said it's too toxic, and you know what I'm saying. She said all y'all care about is money, and you ain't trying to heal.
Man, she wasn't supposed to be here no fucking way anyway. But damn.
That's what she said. She said all y'all ain't trying to heal. All y'all with shows and stuff that talk about manosphere problems. Although y'all care about is getting money, you know what I'm saying, and just starting the image of black women. So she said she's done with it.
Nobody does not have to harm image of black women for black women. Nobody knows
that was Courtney Michelle?
Yeah. She said,
now she's done.
Yeah, because she said you guys aren't trying to heal. You ain't trying to heal.
I'm trying to heal. That's
got into some shit
That's
that she should have never got in, and now she wants to. Unbelievable.
Well, I mean, I think that she's just concerned that her plan didn't work, because what she wanted to do is offer like a better alternative, a more feminine alternative than say Kayla and Kay. And I guess the assumption would be that men who are here venting their frustrations would clamor towards her. That was the initial plan, which she didn't. Yeah, honestly. I mean, what she didn't count on was that, guys still clamored, but I think she didn't count on pushback, that people would actually critique her worldviews.
Yeah, I think that too. I don't think she was. I don't think she was ready. I don't think she knew the pushback was going to be so hard. You know what I'm saying? Because once that pushback came, you know what I'm saying, she started to fold and buckle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because she wasn't built for that. She thought she was going to do a Kevin Samuels, the female version of it, and it didn't work out.
Yeah. Because after that, you know what I'm saying? After that, she tried to make, you know what I'm saying, your boy Richie Mack the face of SYSBM, and you know what I'm saying, and everybody started pushing back on that, telling her that, you know what I'm saying, shout out to Richie Mack, shout out to him, because me and Richie buried our beef. He said on some live stream, somebody called in and said, "Look, Richie Mack is not the face of SYSBM. He's not SYSBM. You know what I'm saying? He's the guy created his Mad Bus Driver, and why don't you interview, you know what I'm saying, Mad Bus Driver, GW, or freaking Babatunde, or the MOT?" And she just ran from that.
Of course,
she ran. She literally ran.
Let me tell you a quick story, because this actually happened to Tito first. Shout out to General Tito, but it eventually happened to me. I had I forgot her name. I deleted her email a long time ago. This is going back like 6 years ago. This black female, begged me to want to pick my brain. This back in 2017? Yeah. She want to pick my brain. What does it take for black women? What would have to take for black women to do to persuade black men to come back and take us as wives?
Suck my dick.
And no. I said I like that. I like what you said.
We gotta be consistent. Whenever they do stuff like that, you test them. Suck my dick.
Yeah. I did something a little bit better, just a tad better. besides that, I want to say that, but I'm like, look, you gonna have to worship me just like you did with your Savior. You got to worship me like a God. It's like
I'll tell you what you can do.
you got to worship me like a fucking God, just like you do with the white Jesus, just like you do with the white man. You got to worship me like a fucking deity. If you can't do that, don't even dare to talk about black man coming back and rescue you bitches and the pillage ass.
Your game changer wild, boy. Your game
But I
changer
like what
wild.
Game Changer said because that's going to be the next thing in my brain to start saying. Now
You
you're going
just
to have
suck
me
my
start
dick.
saying that. Like, you know what? You care about black man so much. You care about GW3 so much. You got to get on your knees and worship my dick in your damn
You
throat.
just suck my
If you
dick.
can't do it,
You gotta suck my dick.
Guys,
You
not
can
too
worship.
many of the D's. Not too many
I'm
of
sorry.
the
I'm
D's.
sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Not
I'm
going
sorry.
Not too many. Okay, you can suck on my lollipop.
Nah, see,
Yo.
you too. No, see, y'all being too
Hey.
merciful. Y'all being
Hey,
too
look.
merciful. Y'all
Hey,
being too
look.
merciful.
Hey, look,
Merciful.
man. I told Matt Bush on this. I'm seeing a lot of Arab chicks started moving on brothers too. A lot of Arab
Like a
chicks.
wildfire, dude. Like
Yeah.
wildfire.
I sent Matt Bush a video, man, with this Arab chick said, look. She said, look, I'm just telling you right now. She said, look, she said, if you just want to be happy and pleased, she said, get you a black man. I recommend it.
Oh yeah, I saw that. It's like
She
I
said, yo,
recommend you get a black man.
she's
Out of
like,
all the men around the world, you get yourself a black man, you're gonna be happy and pleased.
she said, look, the first night me and my husband got it in, you know what I'm saying? He was, yeah, I was well satisfied. She said I was well, she said I was well satisfied.
That testosterone that we have, man.
She's well satisfied now. Here's what she want now. Well satisfied now. She got the black mayonnaise. That's what she got. The black mayonnaise.
She's so after that in the chat, all these Arab guys started making these videos telling her to keep that dick private.
Right, I saw that. Yeah, you should not explain
you know
that.
what?
Put that
The
out
Arab
to
guys
the
are
world.
jealous.
She had a smile on her face too when she said it. You know, saying, "Hey, get you a black man."
Dude, these women.
My Islamic sister.
These women. Dude, MBD. These women worship brothers like gods, like
I
gods.
guess that's why they want to keep you out there chopping sugar cane and picking cotton because they don't want you out here doing what these brothers are doing.
Hey, look, I'm telling you. Go ahead, MBD.
Yeah, no, I'm saying it's just they don't want you to be free. They wanted what they want is what every other guy wanted to do on planet Earth, which was to dip their paintbrush into your paint bucket. But they don't want you to dip your paintbrush into their paint bucket. So they want to come over here and lay up with your women and without your women, lay up with the BWs, have as many different mixed kids and not take care of them with the BWs, and then tell you
take care of them.
Right, and then tell you it's forbidden for you to want to get to mess with one of theirs. But times are changing for them, and
you
now
know what? You right on that, MBD. You right, MBD, because your boy Media Man pulled out some stats, and the stats he pulled out were crazy. Do you know more ABWs got more children than black men?
Of course.
At a rate of like I think 80%, something like that.
Yeah,
65 to 80%.
Yeah, he pulled out those stats, and after that, you know what I'm saying, they started breaking down all these kids they got by other races of men, Arab, Hispanic, basically,
Asian.
yeah, just pump and dump. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Morpheus Tiberius, thanks for the 20. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. So the plus two thing about it too, they got low black sperm at the sperm bank. It's for freaking less than 1%.
Did you know that they've been making advertisements to sway Black Americans males to donate sperm because they've been for 15 years. For 15 years, they've been a black male sperm donors because a lot of brothers been getting passports going overseas.
Yeah. Matter of fact, there's this black feminist who was on a Fox News station in Houston, and she basically was browbeating the sperm bank to go to HBCUs, black male organizations like HBCUs, 100 black men, the Black Greek sororities. Yes, she been browbeating them to go to these black organizations to make black men basically become sperm donors.
You see, that's the thing. Okay, and that's the thing. Like, why do they demand others do it? Like, you know how the homeless have like a can that you put coins and dollars in? They should have a can that you put sperm in. Like they should be at the Nesby events, be at the Black Doctor conference, and they should be at the HBCUs, like with a can, like sperm, please, sperm. Like they should do that. Because that's what they're asking for the sperm banks to do. They're
disgusting, man.
what kind of ridiculousness is that?
It's fucking disgusting. Let me tell you something, man.
Suck my
Ain't no
penis.
way in hell.
Like, what do you mean? You want some sperm so bad? Suck my penis. This is ridiculous.
It is, man. I mean, why the hell would you give away? Why the hell would you give away the black mayonnaise for free anyway? I mean, why would you help them create more broken families? That's bullshit.
Yeah, but the after that, she tried to turn it around. Well, you know where it's okay. Well, we about so the point. Well, why aren't black men? Well, she said because why? Because black men. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know, maybe we have. She said maybe we have stigmatized black men because black men don't trust the medical system, and black men have been told that they're on their absentee fathers. So that's probably why they don't want to donate to the sperm bank. And I'm like, yeah. They don't trust the medical system and they don't want to be absentee fathers. That's a good reason not to.
Exactly.
Right. And yeah,
the men that they're going after, the college men that they're going after, and the college graduates, the highly successful men, they value their legacy, and they don't want to know. Okay, I'll put myself in a situation. I don't want to know that my DNA is somehow being mistreated, like, you know, and I don't want to have to worry about that. So no, I don't trust a stranger, particularly a fat chick. I don't trust a stranger in her properly treating my DNA. That's my DNA. Like, what if she's on some fucking Dwayne Wade, Gabrielle Union shit? What if she one of those type bitches? Like, no. People like myself, and I'm pretty sure most of the people on the panel are very particular about how their child is raised. And
right.
That
frightens me, man. Yeah, that frightens me. So, you know, it's like where you don't know where your kid is at. You don't know what's going on with your kid, what situation your kid is, because that's you. And it's like, how would you feel if now you're stuck in a house with Chester the child molester because your mama went and got you from, you know, the DNA from the bank, and you don't have a real dad. She's laying it with all these different dudes, and now your kids deal with Chester the child molester, wondering who their really dad is. They're getting beat by switches and branding iron. You do what these brothers are doing. You do what these brothers are doing here. The smart brothers are not going to the sperm bank. They're going to the womb that's going to accept them and raise their kids right, just like this brother's doing right here.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Exactly. I mean, when I was in the Philippines, you know, they wanted some direct donations. A lot of the locals, they wanted direct donations and stuff like that. I am not doing that. I don't know what you're gonna do with my DNA. I don't know that. I don't because I know how sexy half black and Filipino girls is, and I don't want them to be a part of whatever crap you got going on. Like, not without my knowledge and oversight. So you know, you don't go around willy with your nilly. You don't.
Hey, look, man, I can speak on that, man. Hey, my mother took me from my dad, and I mean, I was abused. Like I said, beat with extension cords. I mean, so I was abused big time, man. I wish my dad was there the whole time, man. I'm 40, so I have not made no kids out of wedlock. That was because I definitely want to be a father in my child life, because I know what it's like not to have a father there when you're dealing with a very abusive ABW. I know for a fact how it's like. So
yeah, that is true.
And what they're advocating for is they're advocating for you to be the deadbeat that they complain about.
Yes.
Right, exactly, because you ain't gonna be there.
Yeah.
So we got a $5 super chat here from who's a Willie 3. Sorry if I got you pronounce your name wrong. He says no one's crazy enough to give sperm in this day and age. They got laws where they can hunt you down, and the donor for child support. Forget that mess.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yes.
They can hunt you down for that.
Matter of fact, the chick, Ebony K. Williams, who's about to get impregnated by a sperm donor, said she has it already done legally set up. She had it legally set up where if Her child want to go meet the father. The father has to meet the child. That's
Damn, that's
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah. Those on this
Do
Ebony K. Williams.
Sperminator rings a bell? Do the Sperminator rings a bell? He got
Yeah,
support like over 15 times in 1 year. And his goal was to continue to donate until I guess he financed. I think it caused him to end his marriage. But they
No, she still stayed with him. She still stayed with him. She's a black woman.
She still with him? She
What?
still with him again?
Yeah, last I checked.
Dude, I thought that was a white woman that was with him. I didn't know that was a black woman.
No. White women have standards when dealing with white men. Black women, they become overly compromising.
Yeah, because they want that white daddy.
Dang.
So this man is going. Yeah, we lost a couple of people. This man is he's going to be broke for the rest of his life.
Pretty much. He
That's some
signed
crazy
over
shit.
48 kids, if I remember.
Man, that's crazy, dude. The Sperminator. Good Lord, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, good Lord, man. I mean,
he got sued over 15 times, and he already sired, I think, 48 children at that time.
48? Good night.
Yeah.
I mean, look, man. Look, hey, my thing is, man. If these chicks want sperm, man, just go to Pookie and Ray Ray.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Go to the prison.
Pookie Ray Ray.
A couple of things, though. I think a couple of things. I think one, even Pookie and Ray Ray are starting to be more protected with their sperm because of child support law.
Correct.
Yeah, and two, they want to have certain qualities, and they can't seduce the guys with those particular qualities to hit it raw.
No.
Nor do they have the patience. And I was watching a movie on my movie night. I was watching the movie Lottery Ticket a couple of weeks ago, and there was a scene there where Bow Wow, he won the lottery, and then the girl of his dreams, the girl in the projects that was just that he's just been after all that time, she all of a sudden wants to sleep with him.
Yeah.
And then like the first time she wanted to take the condom off, it's like, dang, and then it's like, at least let him have it a couple times with the condom on, and then it's okay or something. She didn't even try. She just like, no, I want it now. Like
of course, because she was that's insane.
Looking to cash
you want
out.
them kids. Yeah, you want them kids now.
Yeah.
That's insane shit. Insane shit.
Hey, these guys want, man. Hey, these guys want the stripper the goddess, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what they want. The stripper the goddess. That's what they want. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the thing that bugs me out about this black management conclave is, okay, you're talking about black men networking and stuff, but freaking Keisha's still gonna be there. I mean, that's the part that bugs me out. Keisha's still it's gonna be the black management conclave, but Keisha's still there. You know what I'm saying? It's like, in no respect, R.I.P. Kevin Samuels. Like, I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. R.I.P. Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels was censoring other races of women from getting to black men, but he with a Hispanic woman. Same with no respect.
And he died pumping the damn doping on her.
yeah. And same was done. No respect to Dennis Brothers. Shout out to the Blizzard King. You are telling black men to go to Africa to get them an African chick, and you with a Colombian chick. That's just like
that's an oxymoron.
That perplexes me. That perplexes me.
Does.
It's like it's telling the other brothers to stay out of those areas. Go get you a BW. Go to Africa, get you a BW. Stay on the plantation, but I'm not going to do it myself.
Yeah, you know who's the guy that always say that to this day? The Avice Show. He got himself with a white Mexicana, but brother to go get an African woman in Africa, like, nigga, sit your big, full fat ass down.
He's got a white Mexican woman. He's got a very attractive white Mexican woman, but he wants you to go to like that's the thing that bugs me out. It literally, I'm like, it's like walking hypocrisy.
A bunch of lexicons. That's what it comes down to. A bunch of lexicons, man. These people.
Well, because they know their audience. Their audience is mostly. This is how they get it. It's what they observe with Tommy Sotomayor, right? They observe from the original, the architect, right? Talk as much cash shit about the BWs, but if the BWs feel like you really like them, you really want to be with them,
And he still
if they
keep
feel that
pregnant.
way, and they'll stick around, and they're the ones that give the most, right?
Right.
So you want it's like ladies' night at the club. You let the ladies in, the guys will follow because they
Right.
want to be with the ladies. So that's what these guys do. They keep throwing bones, throwing red meat at the broads. Stay away from those white girls. Go to Africa. Go get your sister there. Meanwhile, these dudes ain't messing with no kinky hair, sister. They messing with
No,
straight hair Latina chicks
mestizo.
or right,
Mosquitoes,
mestizos,
like a hybrid
Spanish.
Mestizo.
type.
Right.
Yeah.
So they telling you. Remember now, they telling you stay away from the white chick, but they're messing with the mestizos, which is Spanish and Indian. And Indian, a
Yeah.
derivative of Asian. There was no black in that. And
Right.
that's the chicks that they're dating right now. But they
Yeah.
want you, black man, just listening to them, to go ahead and get you a sister from the continent or from
But
Yeah.
anywhere.
here's the crazy part, Matt and BB. Brazil has like one of the densest population of black folks throughout the Americas. And they still bitch either you get with a black sister in Brazil.
Yeah.
Oh, but she's a lot.
Yeah,
She's exotic looking,
yeah,
but she's still
exotical.
black,
She's
dummy.
exotical. She's an
She got
exotic.
her real hair. She got her real hair, and she's black. And you still bitching, but she's not one of us.
Hey, G, that was funny you said it because one of my buddies went down there. He said, "Look, man, next year when you come, man," he said, "Look, when you come down here next year, man, you know what I'm saying?" He's a little homie, you know. He said, "You come down here, make sure you mess with the mestizos or the biracial black chick."
Yes.
He said, "You know what I'm saying?" He said, "These straight up black Brazilians, homie. He said these Afro Brazilian chicks are chasing white boys. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
that's
They
all they're
chase."
doing. Dude, I've been into Brazil. Let me tell you something. I've been to Brazil off and on again for 24 years. And I could tell you, even back in the late 90s and throughout the first decade of the 2000s, that's all I saw. They would not acknowledge. The only time they would acknowledge me is when the white boy wishing pool dried up, and then they want to go to brothers and other Latinos that would go down. But other than that, their first pursuit is they go after Germans. There are a lot of German foreigners that come down there, a lot of Italian foreigners that go down there, a lot of English foreigners from England that will go down. That's who they go after. Then they start trying to go after Asian men, but no, Asian men got bad rap for the simple fact that, and they allowed this to happen, it's the small PP syndrome. And Asian men were never gonna shake it out. They're too docile, submissive to be standing up for themselves to say, hey, not all Asian guys are tiny downstairs. But until then, they this is why they women jumping shit. So that kind of confirms it. Until you have nuts between your legs that's the size of fucking two globes to say, hey, not all Asian men got small pinkies downstairs. Okay, we got yardsticks.
So I want to give shout out to the brother that hooked me up with 100 spot, Red
Ooh,
Lord, Black Sigma 2.
Red Lord.
Yes, sir.
He
Yes,
says he
sir.
know this is late, putting this on the wood for a wrench. All roads lead to SYSBM. You got the wrench.
That's right.
I wrenched it, so you got it, brother.
Yeah.
Hey,
All right,
hey,
and we got Escobar on deck. If
Ooh.
Escobar, I believe Escobar 2. Go ahead, brother.
Escobar.
What's going on, brothers? How y'all doing?
Doing fine. What's going on with you?
Nothing much. Just want to shout out to all of you brothers. Want to shout out to my partner G Dub 3, Black Sigma, all of y'all. Keep doing the work that you guys are doing. I appreciate what you're doing. I wanted to talk about something, and obviously, passport bros, the whole nine. Everything is everything is cool. I wanted to ask you guys, with the influx of immigrants coming to this nation, and we know this, especially in the last couple of years, do you think that a passport bro, if you will, could be done right here in America with all of the influx of foreigners coming in from Ukraine. A
Well,
lot of women,
well,
coming from the
you know
Ukraine.
what?
I'll answer that.
Hold on. Let me go with that first because I'm prime military like the Eskimo.
So am I. So am I.
Yeah. So I'm seeing that here in Virginia because
Mhm.
it's a lot of military breaks here because I'm seeing a lot of like good example. Um, you got a lot of African American men that work construction here on base and stuff, and a lot of these construction companies are hiring Hispanics, and but you do got a lot of Hispanic women who work construction, and I'm seeing a lot of these brothers getting with these Hispanic women who are as soon as they take off the construction gear and stuff, they're very attractive women. So I'm seeing these brothers getting with these women already. All right, down in Mississippi, where I'm from, there's a base down there. There's a lot of Ukrainians there and Serbians there. You got a lot of brothers marrying the Serbian chicks now down in Mississippi.
Yeah, I was stationed at Keesler in Mississippi, Keesler Air Force Base,
Yes.
for a little while, because as a matter of fact, today, because I work in the logistics and distribution um, industry, warehousing, distribution, logistics. And of course, before COVID, nobody gave a damn about us. Nobody cared about us. Nobody noticed us. We were invisible. And I wish it would go back to that. But, ever since COVID, you know, now all of a sudden, if something's not delivered the next day, it's a whole big thing. But anyway, I was looking at a plant that manufactures pistons for like Toyota and Nissan and Hyundai and so forth. And they make the little pistons, the little pistons that go up and down inside your engine. And I got a tour of the plant from this thick ass Dominican chick. And and she's like, yeah, I've been here, and her English was just not, her English was not, not that good. But I really was having a hard time listening to her voice anyways. And I'm just noticing it. And I live in the South, brothers, but not the deep South. Not the deep South, meaning I don't live in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas. I don't live in the deep South. And I'm starting to notice that they're even coming to my neck of the woods in the Southeast. And because it used to just be because when my dad, because I'm a military brat, I grew, when my dad got out of the military, we lived in Boston, and that's where you would find all of the foreign chicks. I mean, like I said, I've been doing this for years. My ex-fiance's from the UK. You would only see them in like your major East Coast or West Coast cities. You would not see them in the middle of the country. I used to make the joke all the time, like, do you guys know that there's a big country in the middle? Like America is more than just Los Angeles, New York, Seattle, Boston, and so on. And so now I'm starting to finally see that come to fruition, where they're starting to come to the middle parts of the country, and especially in the Southeast where I live, you're starting to see them more. And it's just, and I'm like, and while I'm certainly not against because I have my passport, but I'm like, there's passport bros going on right here. I live in a town, and it is more visited than Disney World. That's a fact. More visited than Disney World. And there's a guy who's in charge of bringing all the Eastern European workers. They come for the summer and they work, in the bars, the restaurants as bartenders, cooks, chefs, and waitresses. And it's just like Europe comes to where I live.
That's
and
what's
it's just
going on
amazing.
That's what's going on in the Myrtle Beach, like heavy in Myrtle
Exactly.
Beach.
Yep. And I'm not too. I'm about 4 hours from Myrtle Beach.
I mean, it's like madness up in Myrtle Beach. I mean,
Yeah.
and brothers is moving through. So I go into a store over there in Myrtle Beach, and there's this lady. I don't know. She's from Eastern Europe, older lady. She's from Eastern Europe, and she's like the owner of the store. And so I'm ringing up, and in comes in this younger chick that kind of looks like the lady. It turns out it's her daughter, and in tow is a mixed chick, a mixed kid. The daughter, that's the granddaughter. So I'm like, okay, damn. So the mama, because you can hear the dialect, the Eastern European dialect, you can hear it in the daughter. So it was like they both came from overseas, moved to Myrtle Beach, and then a brother got with the daughter. Because you see a lot of that type of movement. They come over here and it's like they get access because you're in the South to black men. They're taking taking that option basically.
Yeah, like I said, every summer, more people visit my part of the country in the state more than Disney World. And like I said, it's like Eastern Europe comes to where I'm at, and it's like I don't need to go overseas. Overseas comes to me, and not to mention I have a big university as well in town, so it's just amazing. And again, I'm not against getting that passport and traveling or anything like that. But what I'm saying is we are seeing a dynamic, I believe, um, is more Europeans and Latin Americans and Asians coming here. Now, with when the affirmative action was overturned, and just a quick sidebar, I really feel like we as black men had no dog in that fight because it never benefited us anyways. That's just me. But now that that's done away with, they're already saying that there's going to be an influx of even more Asians coming here. And since we know, maybe not in China specifically, but the rest of Asia, the women outnumber the men. We know
Right.
this. And so I just,
It's wide open, brother. It's wide open. Yes.
yeah, it's just,
Yeah. A
it's
lot of
just,
brothers are going to be making that power move, within the states. I mean,
and
because
that, and
most
that, and that's, yeah, and that's what I'm saying is you could literally be a quote unquote passport bro right now. Again, not against traveling. I want to be clear about that. Um, but it's going to get to a point, brother MBD, where you're going to be a passport brother right here in the States. I think within the next 5 years. And
yeah.
it just amazing. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Anybody else?
You know what, man, and like I just said, man, I'm seeing it around here. Like I said, I know down in Mississippi there's an influx of Ukrainian and Serbians, and like I said, I see a lot of brothers who are. I mean, there's a brother I follow on YouTube. He's from Jackson, Mississippi. I mean, and this guy was working at a Kroger's, man, and this Serbian, just this Bosnian Serbian chick, then stepped to him. You know what I'm saying? She stepped to him, and now they married. They got 3 kids. They got 3 kids. They live in I think Nashville or done Memphis, and done thing. You're starting to see it, man. I think what it is, man, is you're seeing the great replacement. All right, and I deal in philosophy. Saying the black community, this generation of the black community has to die, and it has to be born. It has to come back as something else. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes,
It's got to die off like the phoenix, and be like
That's
the
right.
phoenix, and be reborn. And what it is these people are fighting. They're fighting to keep. They're fighting to to hold on to this defunct, the matriarchal system because there's no future for them. So therefore, as MBD said, to raise a to it's a shame, but it's true. You got the Indian women who raising a better black daughter. You got white women raising a better black daughter. Hispanic
Yes,
women
absolutely,
raising
absolutely.
raising a better black daughter. So therefore, you know what I'm saying, these black men who actually have their stuff together can have wives and stuff. And
Yes,
Not that it makes black women relatively obsolete.
obsolete. You know what
yes,
I'm saying?
and I've said this for a long time. I've said this, and I'm glad. I don't know if the brother's still on. I believe it was Kiriaki when he did the stats of who the mother is. I have said it for a long time. White women do a better job of raising half black children than black mothers do.
Correct.
There, there, there's just
That's
there,
true. That's true.
there's just no
Yeah.
and what's happening and this is going to sound contradictory to what I'm saying, but what's happening is, have you guys ever noticed that biracial women, and again, and I've said it before and I've said it on my own live stream, when I say biracial, I mean white mother, black father, not because any other biracial makeup is less of a human being or less value or anything like that. But I only consider that union to be biracial. Why? Number one, it was the only type of union on the books in these United States that was actually illegal.
Correct.
So it means that much more to me. It means that much more to me. And so um but to my main point is, these biracial women that go extra hard in the paint trying to be pro blackity black. Remember when Alicia Keys was actually gorgeous? Remember when
Yeah.
Alicia Keys was just, and then she had to quote unquote start dressing down and started to try to get a more African look. She put on all kinds of weights. Rumor has it she was darkening and tanning her skin even more. And it's like, what are you doing? These biracial chicks are
She was
sometimes
shamed
more.
into it. That's why she was shamed into
They are, yes, yes. They're either shamed into it or they're doing it out of
it.
survival
Matter of
to
fact,
have these dark she-boons
get
to
more
stop
money from.
messing with them.
Yeah.
Yes, no, that's absolutely
No,
true.
that's what
Don't laugh.
happened
It's
to.
true. It's
That
true.
happened
Don't
to
laugh. It's
Halle
true.
Berry. That happened to like Halle Berry is actually lighter than when you see her on TV. On movie.
Yes.
They make her get all these dark hue tans
Yep.
just so she could actually get movie roles and attract the black female body.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I saw a picture. I saw a picture of Holly Berry because she used to do beauty pageants. And I
Right.
saw a picture of her in 86, 88, somewhere along. Well, not, I didn't see it then, but I saw a picture from 19 of her in there when she was like a teenager. She was maybe 18 at the time, 1988, something like that. And she was a hell of a lot lighter than what she was now.
Well, you know
Mhm.
what? Well, you know what? Obsidian did a video. Was it this week or last week? He was interviewing no, this Eastern European chick who's now an American citizen. You know what I'm saying? Who dates brothers? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And she said herself. She said, you know what I'm saying? I mean, she's very. I think she's from Bosnia too. I think a lot of those chicks from Bosnia, they got a lot of that Moorish DNA still in them because they curvy and thick over there. And
Yes, they are. Yep.
yeah. And
And,
those
and, and speaking of which, if I may interject, I met some Serbian women at a country bar. No lie, in my part of the country. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, yes, no problem, brother. I think no, sir. She said herself when she was doing her stuff because she was supporting men finding the feminine woman because she herself is dating a black man and I guess she's engaged to be with a black man and she said that she's never seen so much racism and it predominantly came from black women
Thank you. Thank
she
you.
said, and she said that the black women in her channel said, this is what they said now. And you know what I'm saying? Any biracial child needs to be, eliminated because it is weakening the black gene pool. They said that. And I mean, the City B was coming to the channel saying that.
Well,
Because
And
I've
they
they,
only
always
said
said I've always said that black women are the right hand of white supremacy, because you have to remember, when the slave master realized at one point he can't continue to beat and hang his slaves because that was cutting into his profit. So what he
Yes.
did, let me tell you something. People like to talk about this officer. Really, the first overseer was the black woman. And how they did it is, and they did it very, and unlike those fake ass Willie Lynch letters that have been debunked and proven to be a lie, let me give you some real Willie Lynch. You know how the black man, how the white slave master used the black woman against the black man? He took the black woman and had her raise his children, to basically be the nanny and because he knew that she was going to be delicate and gentle with his kids,
Right.
and she was trained to be nice and gentle with their kids and to be violent and mean with her own
Where do
children.
you think the beatings came from? You as a child get brutally spanked.
yeah, man. Yeah, I got beat
That
with
that came that
extension.
came from slavery.
Yeah,
That's
I
where it
got
came
beat.
from.
Yeah, extension cords. It was just
Yeah.
straight
That
up
came from
abuse.
slavery. And matter of fact, during Jim Crow, when my late grandmother told me before she died in 2016, she's like, G, she said this. She's like, look, back in the day, because she grew up wealthy. She grew up in a wealthy farm with her wealthy parents. But anyway, she's like, the way how they did it in the South back then, if a kid, how sometimes you got kids that's hyper, male, female, particularly males, that the white folks would say, hey, what you gonna do with that kid? How you gonna make that kid calm down? You better do something with that kid. And the mother would try to please the white folk and
Mm-hmm.
spank that boy to oblivion. That's why it's
Mm-hmm.
very rare to see black girls get spanked or get beat. Very rare. In an isolated rare occurrence, you rarely see a black girl get spanked or beat. Black boy is very common. Matter of fact, you start seeing that child get spanked when that child's 4 months old.
Yep.
It's a 4-month-old baby. It's going to cry. That's what 4-month-old children do. They cry. They
Well,
can't
brother,
talk.
right. But notice how that ire turns against the competition black female when the daughter gets older and starts developing, and
Oh yeah,
the
she kicks
ninjas
the
that
dog
she's
out.
messing with,
Yeah.
the ninjas that she's messing with are starting to play there. Then see, you got to understand, black boys get physically abused very young. Black
Young.
girls get physically abused when they're
Very
older.
late. Yeah, very late. When she started hitting 15, 16, 17 years old, she kicks the
That's when
door
black.
out the house.
That's when black mothers start to get violent with black girls. They
Yeah.
get violent with black boys at a young age. They get violent with
Yep,
black girls
yep,
when they're in their
yeah,
teenagers.
yeah, and see, no, I mean that's why when MDD was breaking it down on his last stream, man. I mean, you basically getting, saying these other races of women are raising better black daughters. I think what Kerry Jones said, when these brothers date out or they marry out, what I'm saying, it is a financial benefit for them because they actually have a helpmate who is helping them build something. You know what I'm saying? To build a legacy. Come on, think about it, man. Think what we talked about earlier. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Steve Harvey introduced Keke Palmer. He said he introduced her to several billionaires that
Yeah.
actually wanted to actually wanted to date her and stuff. And she didn't want nothing to do with them. She said, I'm not dating for legacy. I'm dating for genes.
That's right.
That's
She
what she told him.
she what she did was she wanted to make like an animal.
Yes.
She don't want to produce great providers for society. It's just like Steve Harvey's daughter. She was with Michael B. Jordan for like 3 years, and she fucked that up. And matter of fact, Steve Harvey was begging Michael B. Jordan to take his daughter back. He said no. I'm not gonna waste 3 years. I'm 39 years old. If she don't want to stay, then she can't stay.
That's some crazy ass shit. Crazy ass shit. So, brothers, it's time for me to go. I got some other things to take care of.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It was great for you guys to come through and have the discussion. We will do this again soon.
Right.
I greatly appreciate everybody in the chat and everybody coming through,
Yeah.
and everybody with the super chats. SYSBM all day. Stay strong,
For
brothers.
life.
And,
Take care.
don't give in to the scraggle daggle. Peace.
Peace.
You know it.
Peace.
Peace.